When cutting large branches like this, the temptation is to just do a single cut from the top to the bottom. But what happens is the weight of this branch, once you get the cut about 2/3 of the weight of the branch will pull down on that, and it will break and or split the bark all the way down the trunk. And by doing a simple pruning cut like this, you're going to end up causing a lot of damage. And so the industry standard for cutting large branches like this is to do an undercut, and then to cut the branch off away from that first cut. Then when this falls, it will break at that undercut, and then when it's done, you'll clean up the cut by cutting off the remaining stub. And so it's a 3-cut method for cutting large branches, and I'll just go ahead and show you real quickly how it's done. So I just go until I start feeling that weight binding on the saw, and I'll come out here a little ways. And my saw is getting a little bit dull, so you can see it broke here, and then it was peeling some of the bark underneath, and if it continued to peel, it would have stopped at my undercut here. So now we've got this little stub left, and there's a collar, there's a swell where this branch comes to a certain point and it starts to swell into the other branch that it's adjoined to. We want to cut this just outside of that. Alright, and we have a nice clean cut there. And just in case you're wondering, the reason I was cutting that off is that whole branch was dead. So in case you were wondering, normally I wouldn't cut a branch that big on a mature tree like this, but it was dead, so it's got to go. And here's another one that was cut years ago. You can see where that tissue around there, that swelling, that's what's going to seal off that wound. But what happens is this takes so long to fully seal off, there's a good chance that that wood is going to start rotting before that fully seals off. And so, you know, cutting large branches should be avoided, but if you do have to cut them, just make sure you're using that 3-cut method.